Right, I'm going to talk about MiSTer. MiSTer. Yeah, the MiSTer has very quickly become my go-to place for playing retro. It's small form factor. Look, it's small form factor, very, very low latency, negligible, and highly accurate replication of more than 50 computers and game consoles. I'm going to tell you what it does, how it works, and more. Yeah, this thing is bananas. Ready? Let's go. Go. Right, so as I said in the intro, the MiSTer is essentially a small form factor computer with a very special chip on board called an FPGA, which stands for Field Programmable Gate Array. Basically, you sort of flash it with different systems, and what it does is it replicates those systems on a hardware level, gate for gate, and it's cycle accurate timing. It's probably the most accurate representation of a system, be that a games console, a computer, or even an arcade board, next to having the real hardware. So a bit about the history. It was created by someone called Sorg, I think that's right, Sorg, aka Alexei Melnikov. He'd worked previously on an earlier project called MiST, which similarly used FPGA to replicate Amiga and Atari ST hardware, hence ST. From my understanding, Sorg grew frustrated with the fact that with the previous MiST project, it wasn't an easy way to output the signal to a modern television using HDMI. It was also very, very expensive. His idea was to do a similar thing, but use a much more affordable FPGA solution, which comes in the form of the DE10 Nano, which you can see here. And the systems come in the form of what are called cores. You can think of it as like a blueprint of system hardware. So a blueprint of a Sega Mega Drive, for instance, and then all the inputs and outputs, the timings, everything is exactly the same as what you'd find on actual hardware. Cores are being added on an almost seemingly daily basis. Excitingly, and most recently, we've also had cores developed for the PlayStation, Sega 32X, and Sega Saturn is in active development and will hopefully be with us by the end of the year. So I've sort of talked a little bit about how it works. The cores themselves are coded in a language called HDL, hardware description language. Classic research. If you've ever used a Raspberry Pi to emulate games, it's a really similar concept. So you can pretty much just load up your ROMs and get playing. Now there are add-on boards which you can get, and some are definitely recommended. Some of the cores do require the additional memory module, so it's certainly worth highly considering, and it should be a purchase you make very soon after. So how do you get one? Well, there's many ways to get hold of stuff these days, isn't there? Obviously via the internet is your first step. You can assemble the kit yourself, you buy the parts and put it all together. An easier route might be to buy a pre-assembled system, which is what I did with this guy. This came from a UK website called Retrobench, and it's been absolutely fantastic. No problems with it whatsoever. It does have a 3D printed case. You can get different cases for them, but this one has been perfectly suited to my needs. Very cool. You can, of course, get them secondhand. Take a look on Facebook Marketplace. They crop up from time to time. Certainly follow the Facebook groups and obviously eBay and other peddlers of secondhand wares. Bear in mind there is a chip shortage. It may be a little tricky to track one down right now. So why should you get one? Well, classic game systems that we all know and love and collect and play, they're becoming more and more expensive. So that means getting hold of some of the rarer systems is out of the reach of some people. Now this isn't a cheap device by any means. This will set you back around minimum £280, upwards from there, depending on the configuration. But what you get from that is an accurate, flexible, ever-evolving system capable of emulating at a very, very accurate level all of those computers and game consoles. You know, you can run everything from a 486 IBM PC, an original Apple Macintosh, Sega CD, NES, Atari, a multitude of rare computer systems, as well as more than 100 arcade games. So that kind of gives you an idea of what this system can do and what's available for it. Another reason you might want to get one is simply because these old systems, they're not going to last forever. They require a lot of care. These days, capacitors are leaking, disk drives are failing, and it can be a bit of a headache, really. It can be a bit of a headache just to do what you want to do. So getting one of these will sort of deal with that. The reason a lot of people don't go to emulation is because it's just not good enough. It doesn't feel like you remember it. It doesn't feel like how you want to play it. This does, believe me. Even through HDMI on a regular TV, this is the best you can get. And if you want to play on a CRT as well, this does it. I'm probably one of the biggest advocates for this because I love playing on my CRT, and just the fact that I can play every system in RGB on my CRT is just mind-blowing. Man, I'm not overselling it either. I'm not overselling it. It really is that good. I mean, for most people, sure, a Raspberry Pi emulation, that's absolutely fine. And I've had a lot of fun playing emulation on my Raspberry Pi. It's been great. Or even, the Android handhelds, they're great as well. Emulation on your PC. I mean, PC emulation now on a powerful system is, it's really up there. It's really, really good, but not as convenient as something as small as this, but that's absolutely fine. Probably 99% of the people that want to play retro, that's absolutely fine for. Even, we all love playing stuff on the Switch, especially with Switch Online. But in almost all cases, MiSTer will be better than software emulation in virtually all cases. For retro fans, without a doubt, this, in my opinion, is definitely worth looking into, if not picking up if you're able to. As I said earlier, it isn't particularly affordable, but when you look at what it does and what it can deliver, I believe there's real value there. So think about getting one in the future. Maybe when prices perhaps come down, they might not. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, the MiSTer it's just the best. You can really deep dive on it. Check out the MiSTer FPGA forums for some real information and some feedback from experts. But even for someone without a lot of technical knowledge, you can get up and running on this really, really quickly. I'll probably do more videos on the MiSTer. I really enjoy it. It's going to be my, I've just picked up a capture card, so it'll be my main source for the retro captures, and I'll probably talk more about it in other videos. So yeah, do it, get one. It's great. If you like this video, if you thought it was interesting or you got something out of it, do the thing, do the thumbs down if you want, thumbs up, that'd be better, and subscribe please, thumbs up, everyone thumbs up. Right, I'm done.